Hey guys, I was wrong, and I'm making this video to explain that I was wrong and how I was wrong. So I thought that YouTube would, with this new rollout of Adpocalypse 3.0 and kicking everyone with less than 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 view hours this year out of the monetization program, I thought that they would leave the MCNs alone, as they always have, because MCNs have always had different requirements for entrance than YouTube's monetization programs, right? Well, the first person to tell me that I was wrong in that and that MCNs were not about to thrive was Steve Smith in my comments section, right? There he is. And then Harry is Mind, she said it in my Patreon Discord server. And then the person who really hammered it home for me was Godless Manitoban, because he sent me a link to the actual Google support article that spells it out, that MCNs will have the same minimum requirements as regular YouTube monetization, and basically YouTube's going to force the MCNs to release people out of their contracts with the MCNs if they don't meet the minimum requirements that Google wants for anyone to have monetization. Which some of you right now are cheering like, yay! They've been released from their shackles. And that's okay. We all have opinions about MCNs, right? I'm wondering now, what sort of innovation will this make? Because I was wrong about them being fed by this rule, that people would now be interested in MCNs because they were kicked out of the YouTube monetization program. Would MCNs have to provide a little bit better CPM in order to attract people now that, there's no other reason to go with an MCN? Everything you could learn from an MCN, from their little classes that they would give, there's somebody doing it on YouTube for free. What reason would you have a middleman? YouTube is cracking down on people in MCNs just as much as they crack down on their own monetized people. You have no better chance of getting out of a strike for content than you do just going with regular YouTube if you go with an MCN, which previously I had gotten out of copyright strikes a little bit easier, a little bit of content strikes. I could just tell my MCN, hey, I'm having this problem, and they could do something for me. Now YouTube's pretty much like leveling the playing field to where like no one can get any special treatment. They don't want any hate groups, extremist groups being able to find any little nook and cranny on their website to be able to eke out some money, because really, if I saw ads on another extremist content, terrorist organization video, and they were part of an MCN, would I think, hey, maybe they're part of an MCN? No, I'd think, oh no, YouTube's putting ads on, extremist content again. So I can understand that they're making this because, nobody's going to make that differentiation when they see it. And then the news story blows up. The story will catch fire, be told all over the internet, and then 2 days later someone will say, oh, but they were in an MCN, so that wasn't really YouTube's fault. And then that story won't get any traction at all, because it's always the most salacious story that's negative about YouTube that actually catches fire. So I understand why they would eliminate the ability for anyone to go to an MCN if they don't meet the requirements that YouTube has set. And that is a very big change from the way things were in the past. But this video is actually about I was wrong. How wrong was I? I made an assumption about how YouTube would implement these changes, And I was about as wrong as everyone who said that, oh, I made, under $100 and I hadn't made that payout and I hadn't been paid yet. I don't know if YouTube's going to pay me. They might be keeping the money. And anyone who assumed that and then didn't make an apology video or a backtracking video after that, they're just as wrong as I am, but I am just as wrong as they were, right? Like, I started popping off at the mouth before I knew how things were actually going to be implemented. And part of this is because YouTube doesn't communicate with us. They just roll out changes and expect us to just take it, because where else are you going to go, right? But that lack of communication has made a lot of people make videos, with conjecture. And yeah, here we are. I was wrong. Sorry, guys. MCNs are not going to be fed by this rule. They might actually starve a little bit more, or they might have to innovate, or pay out better. I would hope pay out better. Thanks, everyone. Links in the description box to all those people who told me that I was wrong. Because, YouTube shit about promoting new creators these days.